Okay, good morning everyone. We're continuing Berura Daf Hashavua. We're finishing not just Siman Peches, but also holiest Kriya Shema, which means that the next time we learn, we're going to begin holiest Tefillah. So, now I was thinking like this. First of all, I think this is legitimate, because when it comes to Daf Yomi, let's say you're Zoiche, that like the last Daf of Masechta, not only is it an Amud Aleph, but it's like 2 lines of an Amud Aleph. You did a blot. I only learned 2 lines. No. When Rabbi Meir Shavira was Kaveh Daf Yomi, there was Chal on those 2 lines, a din of a Daf. So Chayra, when we were Kaveh the Daf Hashavua in the Mishnah, it has the same Kayach HaHekdesh. So this page, page 236, not only is it count as Amud, I say it counts as a whole daf. In other words, it's today and tomorrow, right? You're masking? It's today and tomorrow. It's a whole blot. What's the difference? So even though I said we're not learning Friday, it's because we're doing a double header today. It's really a double header. It has a din of a double header. Now, over the weekend, your avodah is to stand on the corner and sign up any Jew you know that we're starting on Monday, Siman Peitas. Okay, yesterday we were talking about the option of using tes kavin to be metaher oneself from tumas keri. It's interesting, if you look at the Mechaber, when the Mechaber says they were mevatel takanas Ezra, that Bal Keri is mutar b'derei Torah Krishma, the Mechaber says you don't need tefillah and you don't need rechitza of 9 kavin. We never saw that. In other words, it never said anywhere that if you can't do tefillah, you could do 9 kavim. But the Mishnah said in Sivkat and Daled that there are anshe maisa who are noyeg in this takana, and if they can't, they're roichetz in 9 kavim. We also mentioned yesterday from the Piskei Tshuvos that the 9 kavim that the Mishnah said has to have to be one stream without any hefsek, and can't be from more than 3 kalim, but most achronim say a shower would work. The Piskei Tshuvos quotes, who are they? Shalos Tshuvos Sur Yaakov, Shalos Tshuvos Divrei Yisrael, Shalos Tshuvos Chelkos Yaakov, Shalos Tshuvos Minchas Yitzchak, Shalos Tshuvos Vayan Yosef, Likute, Shalos Tshuvos Divrei Yatziv, that's Kloisenberg Rebbe, Be'er Moshe, Vayoel Moshe, Satmar, okay, Shevet HaLevi, Rav Sternbach, Rav Menashe Klein. So Yashkach to Rav Asher Radowski, who sent me last night, that we should have read the end of this note in the Piskei Tshuvos, that we were discussing how long of a shower would it take to get 9 kavin. So the Piskei Tshuvos brings that a stream, a typical shower, if it goes for 3 to 4 minutes, you have 9 kav, even according to the most machmer shita, which is 23 liter. I think most people take a more than 3 to 4 minute shower. The learning, today's learning, Zuchus for Shema Elyo Mendel HaKoyen, Ben Perel. Thank you. Now, just you have to remember that there's a specific position to stand in to be yoytze the 9 kavin, namely with your hands opposite libay. Where was that again? Yeah, the Mishnah Berura said from the Mate Ephraim, the Be'esh Shvichas HaTeshakam Al Adam Yeshu Lamed Zakuf Ushtei Yadav Munachim Neged Libay. You should stand erect with your 2 hands opposite your heart, and not to press them too hard, but loosely. Okay, fine. We're up to Sivkat on Hey, but we have to see the Ramah first. Haga Yeshikasu She'en Leisha Niddah B'mei Re'iyasa Likanis Beis HaKnesses Oila Spalel Oila Hasker Hashem Oiliga B'Sefer. Some say that a woman who's a Niddah, not during Shiva Nekiyim, when she's actively seeing, she shouldn't go into a shul, she shouldn't daven, she shouldn't say Hashem's name, she shouldn't touch a sefer. Says Mishnah Berura, Niddah, Kasar ben Yeruchim yesh tayim lemer sha'anoshim yoldois lo yikanz beis haknesses ad she'avra abam yom lezachar shmem lekeva uminag ta'asu v'tzarach limches b'yadam. Some say that when a woman gives birth, she should not go to shul for 40 days for a boy and 80 days for a girl. And it's a minhag ta'as and you should protest. But this minhag that the Rama brings is not a minhag ta'as. It's an actual minhag, that when a woman's actively menstruating, she should not say dvarim shebekdusha. Why? It says Rabbi Yaakov Emdim, because when a woman is shoyses dam, it's like keri, and it's like tsoya. Rabbi Yosef Chaim Zonfeld says the same thing. Re'iyas dama is like tsoya. The Taras Chaim says that that's masha from the Besamim Roish. Okay, so that's interesting. However, the Rama brings another opinion. Some say she is permitted to do everything, and that is the normative halacha. Says the Mishna Berura, the minhag is only that she doesn't enter the shul. Meaning, even this daya that asers, it only asks her from entering the shul, but doesn't ask her from saying dvarim shebekdusha v'loy lirei sefer Torah, not to look at the sefer Torah. V'gam kisha mispalelas eino imedes b'nei chavroseha. And even when she davens, she doesn't stand in front of her friends. Umishum minhag v'kavod oisin kain v'loy mishum iser. It's only a custom out of practice and respect, but it's not aser ad kan l'shana. V'chinas kimu achrim detzrich l'spal bebeisa. The Achronim are maskim that she should daven in her house. Ulavarch kol habrachos. I don't understand that. What do you mean the Achronim are maskim? The Rama already says yesham shum teres bako, which means she could go into the shul. So we have to see further in the Rama, because even though the Rama says v'cheinikar, aval amidgrim dinasel kasar, the custom is like the first svara that women don't go to shul and they don't daven. You hear this? The Rama is saying the minhag was women did not go to shul when they were menstruating. Uvimei libon nagu heter. During the Sheva Nekiyim, then they're noig heter. Va'afil b'makrish nagu lahachmer. Even in places where they're noig to be machmer, biyamim noiram uchai gavna, during the high holidays, or the like. Sharabim sasun leichel beis haknesses. Many gather to go to shul mutarm leichel beis haknesses because shar nashim, they can go to shul like any other woman. Kihu lahem itzavin gadal, because they will be very sad. Sha'akomis asven, because everyone gathers, v'hin yamdu chutz, and they have to stay outside, and we don't want them being sad on Yamim Noiraim. Ki chedvas Hashem hi mu'uzchem. It's important to be happy, especially your wife. Happy wife, you know the rest of the sentence. Okay, so again, just to summarize the opinion of the Rama brings a daya that a woman be made nidasa, cannot even enter a shul, v'loy mibaye, she can't say dvarim shebekdusha. The ikar baseline halacha is she could do everything. However, the Rama says practice is kisvara rishayna, which means that they don't go to shul and they don't say dvarim shebekdusha, but only be made nidasa and not by yom naram. Lamaisa, the Mishnah Berura says that the achroinim are maskim that even according to the first daya, that they don't go to shul, but dvarim shebekdusha they say, and they say all the brachos, uvefrat berachas hamazon v'kiddushu min ha'Torah v'ayim b'magen Avram. Now, this is very important. Even though the Rama says minhag kisvar rishayna, times have changed. Says Mishra Katan Zayin u'medina isenu noyagin heter la'olam. In our medinais, we are always noyeg heter. Umevarchais, they daven, they say brachos, umispalis, they pray, mekamakam leistaklu b'sefer Torah, b'shash magbiyan oisel laharis they should not gaze at the scroll during Hagbah. And the Dirshu brings, it's not only during Hagbah, they should not look at the Ksav, period. What about a woman who's a Niddah going to the Koisel HaMaravi? So the Dirshu brings that the heter of the Mishnah Berura does not apply, and if a woman is actively a Niddah, yesh la hachmer, not to go to the Kaisal Maravi. However, if she wants to daven there for a tzara, she could go there, and the minhag is pushed off. I don't think the custom is for any woman to be concerned or to think twice about going to the Kaisal Maravi when she's a Niddah. L'maisa, the most important thing to know is the Rama says she's mutaras bakol v'chein ikar. The ikar halacha, halachically, she's definitely permitted. The refraining from it, the Mishnah Berura said in the second line, it's mishum minhag v'kavoid, v'loy mishum iser. What about being mistakel at the Sefer Torah? I mean, I don't know if most women even know this, that they shouldn't be mistakel at the Sefer Torah when they're actively a Niddah. But the Mishnah Berura does bring down that she shouldn't do it. Now this is a very interesting halacha that I was makbid on. Should not go into Beis HaKvaris until she's toivel. Now, the truth is it applies to a man also. Technically, if a man is tamei, balkari, should not enter a cemetery unless they go to the mikvah. That's the baseline halacha. Until I saw Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky says we're not makbid about that. He says we're not makbid. But anyway, what about women going to a cemetery bichlal? Okay. Now, by the way, on that note, we just advertised a new trip yesterday. And I'm not sure that the following halacha is going to be consistent with attendance of nashim. But for women to go to a cemetery, Rav Vosner says she should not go b'chlal. Women should not go to a cemetery. The thing is, nobody follows that, because every woman goes to the cemetery for unveilings and for yard sites and for all that stuff. So anyway, they don't want to keep the halacha. So if they want to keep it halacha, they might as well come on the trip, you know. But
Yakis don't go to the cemeteries.
Yakis don't go to the cemeteries. People who follow the Gra don't go to the cemeteries. People who actually follow the Arizal don't go to the cemeteries. But everybody else, meaning everybody, goes to the cemeteries. Why? Not clear. Rav Sternbach, I think, has a tshuva on this. Because, you know, the Gra in the Igaras HaGra writes that it's not a good idea to go to the cemetery. So, you know, the irony is people go to daven at the Gra's kever. You know, that's hard to wrap your mind around, davening at the Gra's kever. Even the Arizal's kever. But, b'makom hatzarech, the Rav Vosner says she could go. But she should not go within 4 amos of a kever. Then he says, let's say a woman traveled to a Beis HaKvaros for kever avos at a faraway place, and all of a sudden she's purest Niddah there. So now what? She just spent $5,000 to get there. She has to go home. He brings from the Shulchan Malachim, muter la laleches lekvarim. What about to go to Meron on Lag BaOmer, when a woman is a Niddah? He brings from the Pischei Megadim in the name of Rav Moshe Halberstam, in the name of Lakitas Kisvei Yad of the Chida. The minhag is women do not go to Meron if they're a Niddah. Reb Chaim Kanievsky says she shouldn't go to any kever if she's a Niddah. Again, I saw that Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky says that a man, even though the Chayadim says that if a man is tamei, should not go to Beis HaKvaros, Rav Shmuel says we're not makbid. So I wonder what Rav Shmuel would say about this. We're makbid women. I'd never heard Lo Shamati Me'olam, any woman refraining from going. Yeah, they say in the seminaries they make these trips. So not only you have to pay $30,000, they also make you violate the halacha. I mean, what are you going to do, you know? But I don't know. There you could say, this is a din that we saw in actively menstruate, not stam b'mei livuna. So, I don't know. Now this halacha of ad sheyitbalu, it's going, right? I don't think, no woman is toiva in a mikvah to go to the cemetery. Weiter, uvimei, okay. V'afilu b'makam shenagu lahachmir yom naram, okay. Says Mishabura Nairam Umiyam Rishon Shel Slichas Ve'elech Mikri Yomim Nairam L'chol Kahai Gavna. You know when Yom Nairam begin? On Sunday of Slichas. V'huadin Imasiya Bena Oibita. If a woman marries off her son or daughter, or she gave birth, Shahochan Beis HaKnesses Achar Arba Shavuos, where the minhag is they go to the shul after 4 weeks. Shari Afa Pishi Niddah, she's permitted even though she's Niddah. V'kim Shemutam Leichel Beis HaKnesses. Shari Gam Ken Lespal B'chol Zeh L'Kulei Alma. Again, this is not Meikar, this is all minhag v'kavod.
What's this minute to go to shul 4 weeks after marrying off the daughter? Son or daughter?
I think you read it, if she marries off her son or daughter, comma, where they go to shul, or after she gives birth, where they go after 4 weeks. What's 4 weeks?
What's the going to shul to marrying off a son or a daughter?
Maybe the Afruf, the Shabbos brachos.
Okay.
You know, the rabbi has to make up nice things about you, so you want to hear, you know? So, the Piskei Tshuvos brings down that legabe going to Beis HaKvaros, that women are machmir even when she's not actively menstruating. I think that comes from the Chai Adam, right? The Mishnah Berura brings down from the Chai Adam, Shelo yikansu Beis HaKvaros ad sheyitbalu. Again, I know Reb Shmuel says by men we're not noyeg that way. I don't know what he says about women. I would assume the same thing. Mm-hmm. The Piskei Tshuvos brings down a story that's brought in the Hakdama of Shas Tshuvos Maram Shik, that the daughter of the Maram Shik went to her mother's kever while she was Roya Dam Niddah, even though her father told her not to go, and the father had to use, and the Maram Shik had to use different shemos to save her. So I would say, of course, that doesn't show anything. That shows that kibbud avayim is very important, and if you don't listen, bad things happen. But I don't know if it shows anything about going to a cemetery. But he brings from Spinka that if she traveled a long distance and she was purest Niddah, that she could stay mibnei agmas nefesh. Again, meikar hadin. This is not a halachic svara, like the Mishnah Berura said. It's misha minhag v'kavod. So if it's not nahug, it's not nahug, right? Even the Ramah said yesham shemutaras v'kal v'chei nikar. You know, you could, perhaps argue the same way we allow women to come Yom Naraim, because it would be for them eat Savain Gadol. You know, if them not going to Kever Avos or Kever Tzadikim, could you apply the svara of eat Savain Gadol? I'll leave that to bigger people to determine. Okay? Have a good day, everyone. So, Be'ez Hashem, tomorrow, we're not getting together. Monday, Hilchos Tefillah, Siman Pei Tes. Okay? Invite your friends, relatives, neighbors, all people who are currently tahar are invited to join us, okay? Kol Tov. Have a good Shabbos.
Recording stopped.